Let me teach you this. This is how you open an oyster.
I ate these in France when I was a kid. I said they taste like the future.
I was reminded every measure I got on fine with modern living.
This guy, he's like a master chef.
And the world still so wild, called to me.
We're gonna close this.
That's for you.
And the world still so wild, called to me.
If anybody asks, I'm not a writer. I work in a kitchen.
The late culinary giant Anthony Bourdain, the blunt and incredibly smart chef and writer who opened so many eyes to cultures and cuisines from around the world, is now being portrayed in the new film from A24 called Tony, in which audiences learn how the man found his passion for cooking. Instead of replaying the highlights of his very famous life, the biopic focuses on one summer when Bourdain was just 19 years old. Just going by Tony at the time, Bourdain spends an unforgettable summer in Provincetown, Massachusetts, tip of Cape Cod, and starts a journey that changes the course of his life. Joining us now, we're happy to have the star of the new film, actor Dominic Sessa. Dominic, thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on this super buzzy film. First, let's just start with the decision that you and, of course, the screenwriter and the filmmakers made to narrow the focus on just this one element of a life that would, of course, take Bourdain to so many places.
Right. I mean, I think generally when you're trying to make a biopic or tell a story about a real person, I find, at least in the movies I watch and enjoy, when you're able to consolidate it to more specific time, and in this case, like one summer, right, a couple of months for Tony, it allowed myself, it allowed Matt, the writers on this script, to really tell a story. I don't know, that shows like a real emotional transformation in a way. And I think sometimes when you're trying to fit too much of someone's life into something, you can miss those relatable elements that are really humanizing.
So it's a challenge for any actor or actress when they play a real person, right? Like, how much do you want to base what you're doing, your performance, off of what's readily available? You can see on television. Now, this is a little different, though, because there's, I'm assuming, far less material available for him at age 19.
For sure. I mean, when I first read the script, I didn't know much about Bourdain, and when I read it, I thought it was based off of like a book he wrote about himself during the summers when he was a kid. And that was, I don't know, like I was apprehensive to that, because almost feeling like you're retelling something that somebody's already told. I didn't know how I felt about that. But then realizing that really we're trying to, you know, make more of an emotional connection to the character rather than hitting these like specific bullet points, it gave me a lot of freedom. And I felt like, okay, I don't have to try to do an impression of this person, right? Like I can really just try to connect them on a deeper level, which I think for audiences and for performers, like that's the more exciting stuff.
Your performance certainly winning a lot of acclaim. Here's a scene from the movie where Tony gets some tough love on his first day in the kitchen.
You know I can cook too.
Excuse me?
He says he's a cook, chef.
Yeah, wonderful.
I'm not a cook. I'm a writer. I said I could cook.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't understand that. Shut the up.
My dad's like one of the best chefs in New Jersey.
Oh, your dad? Why didn't you say so? Whatever. You know what? I'm sorry, brother. You're a cook. Help me plate these. You help me out. I'm behind, please.
All right.
Jesus! Hey!
I do love Stavros Halkias just owning you in that scene. But in real life, are you now expected to be good at cooking? Yeah. Like, how much of that was part of the skill set?
No.
Ever, maybe?
I mean, for me, I just had to wash dishes for a lot of this movie. I learned how to shuck oysters. That's like the one, I think, real skill that I walked away with.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, maybe got a little bit better at washing dirty pans.
Well, you know, just want to be sure. I was thinking of like why Bourdain became such a phenomenon, as of course he was later in life, and he had Obama on his show, and he was sort of an embodiment of like not being pretentious and sort of welcoming people into, and being welcomed as a result into other lands and other worlds and other cuisines.
Yeah.
Young Tony, though, how much of that was evident that he would become that guy?
I think that's kind of what we wanted to show a lot, especially with the other characters like Stavros, Leo, Antonio, these guys that on the surface level, they kind of, to Tony, they're like these crazy pirates, like he's never going to be able to relate with these people or feel anything for them. But you get a sense at the end of the film, like he's really made an important connection with these people specifically. And it was through working in this kitchen and making not like the fanciest food in the world, but sharing a meal with these people. He felt for them, and he felt ultimately he had to service them and trying to do the right thing, and I think that is something we saw that it still was alive in Bourdain for the rest of his life.
The new movie, Tony, is now playing in select theaters, and it will expand nationwide on August 21st. Dominic Sessa is in it, the star of it. He's fantastic in it. Dominic, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.